Bien, vamos con la recta final del festival. Qué pena, todo se acaba. Sí, es así. El ciclo de la vida. Bien, vamos con la conferencia que va a dar Louis-Guillaume Loy. ¿Lo he pronunciado bien? Qué bien. De Sacrebleu, una compañía estupenda francesa que produce animación artísticamente muy interesante. Por ejemplo, ha producido El techo del mundo, Las vidas de Marona. Este año tuvieron en Annecy la película inaugural, Sirocco et les courants d'air, ¿es eso? y va a hablarnos de los retos de distribuir animación para adultos. Bienvenue.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you very much for being here today in this amazing place. It makes me feel a bit like a star, but it's really cool. So today we are going to have an overview of distribution, and I'm going to try to reveal the magic recipe of distribution. But first, I'm just going to introduce you my company. It's Sacrebleu Productions. It's based in Paris. It's a company that is almost 25 years old. It was created by the producer Rondiens, and it's specialized in animation, 2D and 3D animation. We won almost every awards possible for short films, so the Silver Bear in Berlin, Golden Lion in Venice, Crystal in Annecy, Oscar nominations, Golden Globe nominations. So it's pretty cool, and we have more than 90 short films in our catalog. You might know some of them, and the latest one is Maurice Bar, right here, and it was in Annecy last June. And in 2016, we started producing feature films with the film Long Way North on the right. And then two more feature films came, and now we have a brand new feature films called Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Wind that was in Annecy, and it is going to be released in France in December at the end of the year, and it's going to be released in Spain certainly in 2024. So I hope you will go to the cinema to see the film. So we can now start talking about distribution. So the distribution is the link between the production and the exhibition. So on the one side, you are going to have the producer and the director of the film who are going to give you in a certain way their film. And your job is going to contact exhibitor, whether it's like festivals, cinema or TV channels or platforms, and you are going to try to make the film being seen by this festival, this platform and everything, so they can screen the film. So you have really an important place in the life of the film. It's really a key place. So for that, you need to have a strategy that we can sum up in a few words. So first of all, you need to take care of the film, and I put a baby on the PowerPoint because for me, the movie is like the baby's directors, because the director is working for years on the film, usually in an animation, where we all know that it can be very long to create a film. So it's like his baby is he's putting his life in the film, even more when sometimes the film deals with personal topics for the director. So it's really important that you take care of the film, because it's not your film, but someone is giving you his film. So you have to take care of the film. And so you can't do whatever you want with the film. So there needs to be a trust relationship between you and the director or the producer. So they let you do your job, and so that they know that you are the best to do the job. So for that, you just need to talk with them about the distribution strategy that you are going to choose. and also to keep them updating on how things are going on during the strategy. So telling them that the film is going to be screened in this festival or has been bought by in this TV channels, for example. So it's really important that there is like trust between you and the director and the producer. Also, what is also important, it's like to anticipate. You have to think about the distribution strategy before the end of the production, because once the film is finished, everything is going to happen really fast, and so you won't have the time to think about your strategy and think, okay, I'm going to send the film here, then do this and this and this. It's too late, so you have to be ready once the film is done, so that you can move pretty fast and that everything is okay and you are not like in a hurry or in a rush and missing things. And last thing is to promote the film. You have to make sure people know or hear about the film, so they want to see the film and they're like a demand for the films. And we are very lucky at Sacrebleu because we are well known for our films, so people are keeping an eye on our projects, but it's not enough. We still have to make sure that everyone is aware that we are going to launch a new production, that our new film is going to be released. So it's very important to, like, on social media tell everyone that this film has just finished its production, and so it might be ready pretty quick, so that the people who are interested in screening the movie or buying the movie can come and like exchange and see how they can acquire the movie. Because the main purpose of distribution, according to me, is to make the film to be seen by as many people as possible. I think that's why we all make films. And for that, there are plenty of ways. And the most common and the most famous way is a festival. So it's also the best place to see a short film, because there are like a whole week dedicated to short films where you can see short films. So that's really cool. And a lot of people think that festival is just sending the film everywhere and it's really simple. You just send the films and it's selected or not, and that's it. But it's a bit more tricky and a bit more complicated. So first, you have to anticipate, because for the submission, the festival is going to ask you several things. So it may ask you like for images of the film, for a trailer, for a poster, or a resume of the director. So you need to have all these materials ready for the submission, so you don't have like a day before the deadline, have to call the director saying, I need a resume, I need a picture of the film and everything. So you are not stressed and you can submit the film very easily. And you also have to anticipate deadlines, because as you know, festivals have all submission deadlines, and it's important to keep in mind the different deadlines of the festival you want to submit to. So, for example, you know that this festival, the deadline is in like 2 days, so you better hurry to submit the film, and the other is like in 6 months, so it's okay, you have the time to submit the film, and you have like a calendar of the submission deadlines, and so that you know where you are going to send the film according to the different submission deadlines. So there are like several things you need to anticipate. And for that, you also need a strategy. And this strategy needs to be discussed with the director and the producer, because maybe the producer wants to have the film screened in this festival, he wants to try to go to this festival. So you have to hear them, but you have to advise them, because even when, when it's like a first short films, they do not have a lot of experience in festival, and as a distribution manager, you have more experience than them, so you can advise them and saying, okay, it's a good thing to do that, but it's not a good thing to go in this festival, for example. So that would be a first point. And also, you have to be careful to premieres, because festival ask for different premieres. For example, Cannes Festival asks for the world premieres, There are like international premieres, continental premieres, and also national premieres. So you really have to be careful where you are sending the film, so you don't mess like the strategy regarding the festivals. So the most common strategy is to start by really big festivals like Berlin, Venice, or Cannes that ask for the world premiere. And then you focus on other big festivals that do not ask the world premiere, but maybe the continental. For example, Toronto asks for the North American premiere, so you can send it to Toronto first, and then you can send it to smaller festivals, local ones that do not ask for any premieres, and it's not a problem if you send it before another festival, as they do not want a particular premiere status. And also, you need to be patient because like your film, it might be not selected at the first submission you send the film to. You have to, it's normal, it's hard to start. Sometimes it can be very long before the first selection of the films, but there are like thousands of festivals for short films. So if your film is good, it will be selected one day, and then after, everything is going to loop, and it's going to be like a virtuous loop, because you are going to have one selection, then after you are going to promote this selection, say, okay, I will be at this festival, you are going to see my film, and so people are going to see your film in this festival, other festival programmers are going to see the film in this festival, so they are wanting these films, and everything is going like to loop, and you are going to get more and more and more and more selections. And so what's the point of this festival's career? It's because like festival, they put like a stamp on the film on regarding its quality. For example, if you see like posters in the street of a film that had like the laurels of Cannes, you are going to say, okay, if it was in Cannes, it must be a good film, so I'm going to watch the film. And it's the same for TV channel or platforms. If they see that your film was, I don't know, in Annecy, for example, for animation films, then they are going to think, okay, if it was in Annecy, if it gets an award in Annecy, it's a good film, so maybe I should pay attention to this film, watch it, and see if I can buy it or not. So that's for the festivals, and the festival career of a film usually lasts like 2 years or maybe 3 years if the film is like really a big hit. But the end of the festival career of the film, it doesn't mean that the film is dead and that the film won't be anywhere else. There are plenty of other ways to screen your film, to broadcast your film, and also to start getting money from your film, because festival is not the best way to get money for your films. So the first one is platforms. So platforms like Netflix or Amazon or Disney Plus are a bit different because they are not really focused on short films. It can happen that they buy short film, but it's really rare, and they are not really interested in this kind of content. They prefer like feature films or series. So it's not the best choice, but there are, thanks to the internet, there are a lot of specialized platforms in short films, and this platform, they need new content regularly, and they want new content so they can like keep their subscribers subscribe at the platform. So, for example, in France we have Bref Cinema, which is a platform that only broadcasts short films from France or from anywhere else in the world. And so that's really important to get in touch with the platforms where you have a chance to have your film by these kinds of platform. And also you have to think about it during the strategy. For example, I know that in France we have like a platform that is specialized in documentary. So I know that if one day we produce a short documentary film, I will contact them, I will let them know that we are like preparing this kind of movies, that it might interest them, and so they are like aware that this film is coming, and once it's ready, maybe I'm meeting them or sending them a link to say, okay, the film I told you about a few months ago is ready, maybe you should watch it, maybe it will interest you. And also a lot of people ask me about YouTube, for example, for short films. But I don't think it's the best way to promote your film. First of all, on an economic way, it's not that interesting to be on YouTube. And also, if you put your films on YouTube, your brand new film on YouTube, everybody is going to be able to watch the film. And what does the platform look for is the exclusivity of the film. They want a fresh film that not that much people have seen, so that they can bring people, new people, to their platform. So if everybody has seen the film, there are no point for them to buy your film. So that's why you have to keep the film fresh and not like spreading everywhere on every like YouTube, Dailymotion, and everything. So it's really a big part of the strategy. And finally, regarding YouTube, there are like so much content that it's really hard to stand out. It's really hard for your film to be like the top among all the contents on YouTube. So it would be a great idea for like old films, like films that are like 15 years old, where you can see that everybody have already seen it and it's okay if it's on YouTube. But otherwise, for like brand new film, it's not the best. It's not the best idea. The second way to exhibit your films is a TV channel. So and that's where the money is. And so usually they pre-buy your film, so that they bought your film before the end of the production, and so they get the rights for a specific territory. For example, in France, if a French TV channel pre-buy your film, then they are going to have the TV rights in France for a certain time, for example, 2 or 3 years. So you won't be able to send to any other TV channel in France. But the other countries, you still have the TV rights. So you can send, send the films to other TV channels. For example, we have films at Sacrebleu that have been pre-buy by French TV channel. So we can't sell them to French TV, but we can sell them to Spanish television, for example. And so we have some films that are on Spanish television and some films that are on French television. And also you have to be careful about like the country which you are sending the film. For example, in Sacrebleu we had a short film called Freedom Swimmer, about like the migration between China and Hong Kong in the 70s. And it's a film that is a bit criticizing the Chinese government. So I know I won't propose the film to Chinese TV channel or Chinese platform, that it would make no sense. But if I have like a queer film, I'm going to focus on queer platforms that are like looking for content about queer films and queer short films especially. And the last is the cinema, because sometimes cinema they create program of short films. It's usually for kids short films, but they pick like 3 or 4 short films to make like a program of 1 hour and a half long, such as a feature, you know. And so you can bring your kids and they see like 3 or 4 feature films. And so that's a way to exhibit your film. And also, you can also like tell the cinema you have these brand new short films and they can like screen it before a feature film. It's less and less used by the cinema because like feature films are longer and there are like a lot of advertisement before a feature film. But in France there are some, in Paris especially, there are some like independent cinema to still do this, and they like to have short film before feature films, so that the spectator have a wide range of experience when they go to the cinema. And one more advice is before finishing, it's that you have to always keep in mind the context of your film and the topic of your film. For example, I know that in Paris next year there are going to be the Olympic Games. So I know that TV channels are going to look for maybe short films about sport. Maybe there are going to be events that are going to screen short films about sport. So I'm going to check in my catalog and say, okay, this film is about sport, so maybe I should send it to French TV. Maybe I should propose to a programmer that, because of the Olympic game coming, so that they might interest them because they are going to like do focus on sports. Or also, for example, we have Sirocco coming in theaters, and the director of Sirocco directs 2 short movies at Sacrebleu. So I know that I can contact like platforms or TV channel saying that we have this like new feature film by the director of these 2 short films. Maybe you would be interested to buy this short film because like people are going to watch the feature film, maybe they are going to like it, and they are going to want to know more about the director, and they are going to search about the previous films he did. So it would be a great idea for you to get these short films. So that would be the advice I would give you regarding the distribution of short films for adults. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you learned something today. And if you have a question, I think we have 5 more minutes, so don't hesitate if you have questions. Hello.
Hola, hola. I don't have a question, I have an information. We are the Spanish distributors of Tutonal de Mon, Marona, and also Sirocco. And I can inform you that Sirocco will be a premiere in Spain in a month in Valladolid Film Festival in Seminci. And then it will be screened also in El Meu Primer Festival in Barcelona and in Madrid.
Okay, great.
So in a month, more or less, will be possible to enjoy the movie here in Spain, and then it will be released, as you have said, next spring. Maybe.
Okay, perfect. 24. So go see Sirocco at
Go
this,
to see it. It's an amazing movie.
Hello.
Hi.
Your advice is focused in obtain audience or money?
It's both. It's to obtain audience and money. Because like in festival, you gain audience. You won't get much money from festival, except like for awards, which come with money, but it's not that much of money. And then after, in the second life of the film, with TV channel and platform, that's where you acquire money. And that's when you can get money from like the buying and everything.
Okay.
And you use festival to get money from the TV channels because you had a lot of festival, so the film is like famous and it's like it gets a lot of awards. So the TV channel are going to put more money because they really want the film, and that's how they link everything.
Okay, so is the first step is to obtain audience,
yeah,
and after that, with that.
Yeah, exactly. You use the audience, and so like the audience really wants to see the film, so like they put pressure on TV channels that are going to be like forced to acquire the film, and they're going to put money to get the film.
Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, perfect. One last question.
Hello. Do you have any advice for young people that starts with short films, like their first short film, and how can you, what would you do to distribute this kind of short film? Thank you.
So first, there are like a lot of festivals that are like dedicated to first short films. For example, in France, we have a festival in Angers, where they only screen first short films. And also in big festivals, sometimes you have like a special category to where they screen like first short film or student short film. And then after, it's the same that for like most famous director short films. You use like the audience, and you use the festival to present your film to televisions, and it's not because it's a first film that any television will be not interested. If the film is good, there are people that are going to be interested in the film. Okay, thank you very much.